What's going on, folks? So, the band Assignment has another new single here called Nothing to Say. I really enjoyed their previous single, which I did a reaction to. Check that out if you haven't already. Really, really cool song. And they have a new album coming out March 20th. I'm really anxious to hear more of what to expect on the new album because that previous single I reacted to was quite impressive. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And without further ado, let's just give it a listen, shall we? Rangers, go. Wow, very interesting. I wasn't expecting it to end there. It felt like we almost never got like a bridge or anything like that. It just kind of kept moving on its own pacing and stuff like that, to where it was neat. It kind of like defied convention a little bit. Where again, there's no like real distinct bridge that I could discern. It just kind of, after the intro and stuff, it just kind of kept moving through verses and pre-chorus and chorus, and then a little bit of interlude, and then moving forward some more. And it went by pretty quick. It's like a 5-minute long song, but I felt like it was still only maybe like 70% of the way through. So there's something to be said for that, and it's kind of a interesting way of going about the song. And that's one thing I'm kind of starting to realize, is that this band, they sort of defy convention to an extent. They really have their own kind of approach and things like that. They're not just like, oh, these songs have to be like bump up bump just like this. They just kind of do what they feel, and that's really cool. It certainly gives variety to like kind of their songs, even compared to the previous single. This one's quite different. One thing, I guess I'll start with like the critiques first. Normally I kind of like to start with like the praises, and then I kind of work in the critiques as I go. But here, I don't know, I just kind of feel, what's the word? Oh gosh, not like encouraged, but like, this always happens to me when I'm doing this. Like, words just leave my mind. Don't get old, folks. Don't get old. But yeah. So first and foremost, which really has nothing to do with the song, but y'all should know me by now. I can be nitpicky about certain things like lyrics, and especially lyric videos. So lyrically, like, there's nothing wrong with this. Like, everything kind of made sense and went together good. But the lyric video, there was quite a few misspellings in the words. So that always is just something that I notice. I can't help it. Like I've told you all before, my mom was an English teacher, so I kind of grew up with that, and I've always kind of really been into just language itself and things. So I can be a little bit nitpicky sometimes when I see things like that. Maybe it bothers me more than other people, but yeah, quite a few misspellings in the lyric video. And one thing I always like to just highlight is that when you're doing a lyric video, check, double check, triple check, make sure all the spellings are right, make sure it all looks good, because once it's posted, it just feels like not as much care went into the video as possible when there's just misspellings. And in this case, it takes away, I mean, it doesn't take away, but like, it's so cool having like the puppets and all that good stuff. So it just kind of like hurt my soul a little bit that there was like some misspellings in the words and whatnot, because otherwise the video's awesome. Like, I just love that. Like, what a interesting approach. And I think I kind of get it. I could be way off base here, but there's heavy themes in this song. They're clearly, trying to say something, again, heavy themes, heavy topics. They clearly feel passionate about certain things. And so given the theme of the song, I feel like having the puppets wasn't just like for a laugh. It was kind of funny at first. And just seeing the puppets in general is kind of amusing. But I feel like the puppets serve the point of like that we're all just puppets, or most of us. If you're not the elite, the top 1%, we're kind of just puppets. And so I think that was kind of the message there with the puppets. But I also just love seeing the puppets. I've always been a big fan of the Muppets and stuff like that. So yeah, really, really cool video, aside from the word misspellings. But so I dug that. And then I guess the second critique is this critique lowered like a little bit as the song went on, I kind of started getting in the groove a little bit more, but it does feel like maybe it lacks a little bit of the zest that the previous single had. But this song, it really just kind of moves in a methodical pace. And the first time I heard the chorus, I was kind of like, this is a little bit underwhelming. But when I heard it again, it's like the more I got into the mindset of the song and what they're trying to say, the chorus kind of clicked with me a little bit more. It was like, oh, okay, like you probably saw my reaction. Like when I heard the chorus beyond the first time, I was much more just like, boom, because it really feels like it's emphasizing, what they're saying. Like everything else, like, yeah, there's certainly kind of a hint of like aggression or passion, even anger kind of behind what they're saying. But then in that chorus, the way that it's like bum 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 bum, like they're really emphasizing certain words like soulless and heartless, and the way the music kind of makes those impacts, and it just kind of hit differently. It's like once you really get in the headspace of this song, I feel like the chorus carries more weight than if it was just like, oh, all of a sudden we get this soaring melodic chorus. It's never meant to be like that. This song, I feel, is meant to be quite direct. And the chorus really, really is kind of the linchpin in that. Really just hammering in. It's like, oh, you don't get what we're saying yet? Well, here's the chorus. Soulless, heartless. Like, it just really hammers home. So I really kind of dug it more as it went. So ultimately, I guess that critique sort of washed away a little bit. I love the intro, especially seeing like the vulture just like playing like the keyboard, but I love the keyboard work, and then the guitar work was great. And yeah, I really, really love the verses. The vocals are just killer. Great voice. And he just did a really stellar job on this song. Again, with like a bit of anger in his voice, and, really just, it feels like unleashing his emotion. And the main emotion here is like anger. It's not like a ballad where the emotion might be like passion in the sense of like love, or even like maybe sadness, that whatever. Like this, it just feels like anger. And he just did a killer job vocally. Really, really like the verses. I love that the kind of the way that the guitar kind of has these really interesting kind of the way that the riffs go about. It's not like you get like constant like da 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 da. It's like it just has a very kind of interesting sort of rhythm to it, the way that it goes. And I just thought that was really cool. And the whole song kind of has that interesting kind of rhythmic approach, but slightly unorthodox, not just kind of like a constant rhythm. It's a bit like off, but it works like really well. So I thought that was really cool. The pre-chorus has a really nice build-up. It's kind of like setting the stage for that more just very direct chorus. So I really enjoyed that. And then again, the chorus really grew on me once I got in the headspace. And the drum work was really solid. And yeah, it's a cool sounding song. And I feel like they're really just kind of getting their message across here. And even the music kind of plays into that. There's like the kind of rhythmic like guitar hits. They're also just kind of, there's like a bit of anger even behind like the strumming, like dun, dun, but it just, yeah, I just think it's a really, really cool song. And yeah, maybe it could have done with like a neat bridge with like a crazy solo and all that kind of stuff there before getting back to it, or things like that. But I just feel like that was never the intent of this song. And again, I'll say again, this song I feel like was meant to just have a very direct approach, kind of like in your face, like really just hammering in the message, both musically and vocally and lyrically, and it just works really well with that regard. So, yeah, a really cool song. I'm super impressed by these folks, both the previous single and this one. And again, quite different. And that gets me even more excited for the album. Like, what else do they have up their sleeve? Because clearly they're not afraid to be a bit unorthodox. It's like they're just being themselves. So I'm really looking forward to that new album, March 20th, not too far away. But anywho, let me know, folks, in the comments down below. What do you think of this song here? You looking forward to the new album? Let's talk about it. Then I'll catch you next time. Ranger. Out.